Alright, quick update for FIDA. So in the last few videos I have had the same target, and that was 250, which obviously lines up with this 786. I have been saying that as long as we are still below 250, then in my personal opinion I do think that we are going to do something like this and backtest the breakout level. Now in my opinion it's getting slightly less likely that we are going to backtest. Simply because it just doesn't really seem right to me. I mean, if we do backtest now, we'd be coming all the way down to 130, so that is still a very highly likely possibility. But if we do just zoom out a little bit and take a fib from here to here, you can see that as of this drop, we have backtested the 618. So if you wanted to be technical, I mean, as long as we are above 232, then we are still technically micro term bullish for this coin. I don't like this this fib as much, simply because it's just, you know, we broke up down, and while this is still 100% valid because we have made higher lows in the progress, I do just prefer this fib from this micro breakout. But that is one thing to keep an eye on, so I will put a horizontal ray through here. Bear in mind, as long as we are above this level here, which is 232, then we are still bullish in the micro term. But in my opinion, which obviously is 250, I've been saying that for the past few days, as long as we are below 250, then I do think that we're going to have, you know, a little bit more of a drop. Maybe not to 170, maybe to 210, but all in all, you know, I am sticking to my original price. While we are below 250, we are below the 786 of this move, so technically we are still micro bearish. But you know, if we do take this other bigger fib, then we are still above the 618. So I mean, it seems like we're respecting the 618 quite well. I will just put it back on so you can see. So yeah, I mean, as long as we are above 233, technically we're bullish, but while we are below the 786, technically we're bearish. So we're very much in indecision mode right now. So I'm personally not going to be touching this coin until we do either have a solid breakout of 250 or a solid breakdown of 230. I would at least like to see us somewhat retest near this resistance line. Obviously that's getting less and less likely as time goes on. Another thing to bear in mind is we don't really have too much buying volume coming in, so that is a, you know, cause for concern. We have broken out of this pattern. We did have a solid bit of green volume coming in, but you know, nothing like this, which was obviously just a retest. So I would be fairly cautious right now if you were kind of FOMOing into FIDA, simply because in my opinion I don't necessarily believe that the altcoins and the total crypto market has made a decision yet. Although if we do come over to the total crypto market cap, you can see that we have bounced solidly on this 618. If we zoom out, you can see this is the 618 here. So I wouldn't be too bearish for FIDA as long as the total crypto market cap does stay above here. One more cause for concern is if we don't get above this 1.965 trillion, then, you know, we could do something like this, hit the top of here and come back for one more retest of the 618. At that point, then I definitely do see FIDA coming down to 177, which was my original target. But you know, as more and more time goes on, if we do just go like this, then, you know, it's obviously very hard to predict what's going on, because it's not necessarily respecting the fibs too much. You know, if we look here, you can basically see FIDA never really respected too much apart from this 618. So this 618, to be honest, I mean, if we draw it from low to high, you can see it was fairly well respected here. The second we did get above it, we had a huge pump and we broke below it, used it as resistance, and the second that we did pump above it, it was huge support. So in my opinion, FIDA does pay attention at least to the 618. So the 618 fib is what I'd be keeping an eye on. If we do drop below 233, then I would be extremely bearish. But if we do remain above 233, then or 232, let's round it down. So as long as we stay above 232, you know, you can consider this micro bullish, but I would at least like us to see breaking above the 250. While we are below the 250, I just personally wouldn't accumulate this coin. If we did have a solid pump above 250, got some green volume stepping in, then I would be much more happy to buy some. You know, I would buy some on spot, and potentially I would see if there's any leverage trading companies that would allow you to take a long on this coin. So yeah, just one more time, as long as we are above the 232, then we are technically micro bullish. And obviously if we do zoom out as well, we are technically somewhat macro bullish, because we've been in this huge downtrend since the 3rd of November. We've obviously just broken out of it. I would like to see some more consolidation, maybe another backtest of the 618, but you know, we have backtested it twice now. You can see previously we had 3 candles before exploding above it. Here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before exploding above it. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this, backtesting it and then being off to the races. At that point, when we get some more green volume coming in, I would be very happy to accumulate this coin. Until then, I'm just going to sit on the sidelines and see what the market tells me. So yeah, that's all I'm seeing for FIDA right now. Once again, none of this is financial advice. It is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.